the story arc, but all stories follow this same structure. Okay, so let's see what that structure might be. We start at the beginning of the book, and we have Karen, and Karen wants to do something. Do you see how this connects to the reading lesson? Do you see how reading and writing connect to each other? And that sometimes I'm going to use books in writing lessons? Confusing. All right, so Karen wants to do something, right? She wants to build a sandcastle. However, what is in her way? Skylar. Skylar is an obstacle, knocks down her stuff. But then she has friends, and they persevere. And then Skylar has friends, and they persevere too, right? But in a different way. They're both persevering. Isn't that interesting? We think one is positive and the other one negative. And then they persevere some more, and then these guys persevere, and then they persevere, and then they persevere, and then the friends get very, 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 very angry. They get very angry, and then they stop messing around. And they're like, we're going to bring in some of the biggest, baddest tools in the world to help us build the biggest, baddest, coolest thing you have ever seen in your entire life. And guess what? You're not allowed to come in it. Because you're a bully. But what happens? They change their mind. They give the bullies the time to think about it. And she says, hey, come on in. The bully's a little nervous because of all the things that they've done. And then what? They build them a sandcastle knockdown. So the very nice little people do these nice little things for everyone to be kind of happy and whatnot. Okay? So what was that arc? We started off with Karen, and Karen wants to build a sandcastle. All right? She wants to build a sandcastle. It gets knocked down by the bullies. And then they build the sandcastle again, and it gets knocked down again. And then again and again and again, until finally they get super angry. How do you draw angry? There. Sorry. They get super angry. And then they bring in the big old stuff, and they build the cool sandcastle place with amusement park and all that good stuff. Okay? And then they let them in. So the result there is that everyone is happy at the end. Right? Because even the bullies are happy because they get to do that. Okay? So this has a story arc. What I want you to do today is I want you to think about what is the story arc in your writing. You are writing a story. Even if you're writing it about yourself, this is still a story. You are the character. You are the main character. Most of the time it's going to be you that wants something, and that you have a problem and something is in your way. So very quickly in your writing notebook, I want you to plan out what is your story arc. What is the story arc to your writing?
But our story
that you're developing.
Is not a story.
It is a story.
It is a story, but
it should have the same elements. You don't want to do something in your story? Yeah, you want. Is anything in your way from accomplishing it? There's no problem? Ah, so it is a story. You need to write your own story arc in your notebook. What do you want to do? What is in your way of doing it? What is your problem? Right? What is it? You have a main character. You have things that you want to accomplish. There's normally a problem in something. There's no problem in your writing? Are you sure? You're not anxious about something? Ah, Rob has a problem. It's either internal or it's with someone else. Right? Could be both. Your story has a problem. I guarantee it. You just need to figure out what it is. And you need to figure out what it is so you can write about it and people can be like, oh, that's interesting. Because stories, when they don't have any problems, are kind of a little boring.
Can I do it?
It does have a problem. It's either internal. Maybe you were nervous. Were you nervous the first time you met the horse? Were you scared that something might not happen? So that's you had a problem. You had to overcome it.
May I do it? Like,
you see what I'm saying? You have an internal struggle.
But I don't know my words. Like I wanted to play and then that happened.
Okay, you wanted to play. Was there anything in your way from playing? Okay. So that your knee prevented you from playing more.
You were happy as a KO and then
That's fine.
sad and
Yeah, that's what this kind of is. I just, here.
may we do it
Let me do
only
this.
with emojis.
Yeah, fine.
But I don't have the problem.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I was nervous.
It's a problem. It's a problem you had. You had to overcome the nervousness. If you would have let the nervousness win, you wouldn't have met your horse. You would have run away. You had to go through that. You had to battle through that. So that is probably going to tell you you need to develop that. You need to write a lot about how nervous you were so people understand it was a problem. Does that make sense? So when we understand what our problem is, then we can develop it more. Or we understand what our obstacle is to doing what we want. So what is it that you want to accomplish? What is getting in your way? So do that work for me now, please. Your partner's going to be signing off if you did it or not. We're going to help. We're going to help each other be responsible here. Not a problem from that.
You understand this?
You have to understand it more than anything.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing you understand.
Like you're happy, you're playing, and then you're broke, you were very sad, you go to the hospital, and then later you were happy.
Yeah, at this point, right, very quickly, what was the mini lesson about? What was the strategy? When you're done, trade it with your partner so they can sign off on the story mountain you did, that you actually did the work, and that your interpretation of the lesson. So that'd be 45. Oh, this is going to work out perfect. There's going to be a slight change to focus time. Okay, I'm going to extend it. I'm going to make it 20 minutes. The reason I'm going to make it 20 minutes is because A, I think you can do it, and B, I'm working on something in which it'll work out for the best. You have to trust. You have to trust me. You have to trust me. You just have to trust me. So what it's going to look like is we're going to take another 5 minutes of diffuse time. Okay, now just wait, and then after those 5 minutes of diffuse time, you need to be in a focused spot. Okay, so I want you to decide for yourself, what does that look like? I am going to be taking notes the whole time you're working to see, yes, if we have focused spots and what that might look like. Okay, we're going to be reading, so reading first. Okay, so hold on. So then after the 20 minutes of, why are we moving? Why are we moving? You need all of your stuff with you, just so you know. Nothing needs to be in those spotty spots. Just stop, and focus on my words. Alejo. All right, so you're going to focus for 20 minutes, and you're going to take 5 minutes of diffuse time. Then you're going to go back, and you're going to start a 10-minute focus period for writing, and then it'll be recess time. Okay? Okay? So it would behoove you, it would be a good idea to get yourself ready for reading and writing first. Donkey shorts.